Yow! What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another edition of eXtravision. I'm your host, Eckstein. Welcome. We got a lot to talk about. Let's jump right into it. This is a delayed episode of eXtravision. That is because we had a lot going on this last weekend. Couldn't fit our filming in with the schedule of everything else that was going on. We had communities versus pros, which we're going to get back to. But on Sunday, we had the i46 qualifier tournament. Now, i46 is coming up in the end of August. I believe the dates of the tournament action are going to be August 24th through the 27th. It's taking place in Telford, England. And eXtv is fundraising to send at least one team from North America to England. This tournament that we had on Sunday, of which the VODs you can see on our YouTube channel, featured three teams. We're starting with the eXtelevision teams, the 4 LAN teams, but one of those teams fell apart. Some of those players joining Classic MixUp, and then Seriously Bro and Leviathan Gaming. You know, we kind of got a late start. Leviathan Gaming wasn't quite ready to rock on the first scheduled match, but then they threw down with Classic MixUp. Classic MixUp getting the victory there, and then both teams persevering over a Seriously Bro roster that was missing several of its players from their previous eXtelevision roster. Then in the final match, Classic MixUp again winning over Leviathan Gaming, and with those two victories in this round robin format, sealing the first place seed. So congratulations to them. That puts Leviathan Gaming in the shaky second place spot, where we really need to satisfy our fundraising desires to actually send that team to LAN. Now that we know that Classic MixUp is our #1 team, that we know where those guys are flying out of, we can much better, start dealing with these costs, seeing where we're at in this fundraising goal. And we will keep you guys up to date how this campaign is going as it continues to develop. Basically, though, by the beginning of August, we really need to know where we're at and if we can actually afford to send 2 teams. So very much moving forward, we're looking ahead and stand positive, and we are focused on fundraising. That's all I'm going to be doing the next few weeks, is just focusing on fundraising for i46. We got a lot of great ideas for events that are going to be happening. We're going to be doing player profiles, interviews with the players, and just fun stuff like that. We also have an item raffle that we have a collection of items that have been donated by the community. Please check out the link to our Reddit article about that XTV auction in the raffle if you are interested. And if you have donated more than $5, you'll be thrown into this raffle. We will draw names. I think August 3rd is our deadline for it, and we will distribute those prizes. We're also going to have an auction of some special items that includes a series of 4 signed mouse pads from each of the 4 teams that were at the ESEA Season 9 LAN. That was The Experiment, that was Area 51, that was Leviathan Gaming, and Classic Mixup. Of course, Leviathan Gaming, a different name back then. Also going to be throwing these sideburns in the action. Who could have thought that you could buy a pair of sideburns in an auction? But yes, we're going to have a shaving of the burns, and it's all going to benefit i46. So we'll let you guys know once we've settled on our raffle and actually more so our auction items, and we'll be keeping you up to date. Now, we've been talking about Europe. Let's talk about the ETF2L Season 12 winners. It's all been settled. It has been written in stone. It's done. And our #1 team over there is Epsilon Esports. That's going to be the target at the i46 LAN. TCM Gaming getting 2nd place, and Team Infused coming in 3rd. Very nice series of prizes for those teams donated by Thermaltake, the sponsors of that season. ETF2L is continuing with their Nations Cup. Just got out of the group stage, going into knockouts. That's for the Highlander format, but the 6s format just getting started. Now, let's move on to a very special flashback edition of Letters to Robin.
Dear Robin, TeamFortress.com website has done a fantastic job of including community news in the news tab of the website. Unfortunately, that tab gets overlooked all the time. People love the Team Fortress blog posts, and they get an in-game notification every time that there's a blog post. But these community news are just getting overlooked. And unfortunately, the hard work that your staff is putting in to spread the news of the community is also getting overlooked. So we think it would be a fantastic idea if, along with the blog, a notification in-game, whether there was also a community news notification. This would greatly help speed the distribution of that news, and everybody in the community would appreciate it. Thanks so much, eXtv team.
And now let's take a look at our Communities versus Pro number 4, Midsummer's Classic. It's featured Seriously Bro taking on a roster of community players. We had a lot of good, fun community players in there, but unfortunately, the professional power of the Seriously Bro roster was just a little too much for the community's teams to handle. They've been putting their practice in, they've been putting their work in, trying hard, but I think really it just demonstrates the skill level of beginners TF2, where you can be having fun, you can have a great time, but then you're playing against people that are very serious, that are focused on their mission. They've put a lot of hours into the game, and it's just tough in that 9v6 situation. Big shout out to Golden Hearted for producing the graphics for that, the amazing poster that went with that. Dionysus helped with the graphics as well, and Drenarian was the main producer for that event, so big ups to Drenarian for handling it. It's a lot of work, and he did a fantastic job taking care of everything. Now, let's move on to the item of the week. The item of the week is the domestic Pyro Set. It is made by Orko, and it is an extensive set featuring many items. It has a vacuum cleaner flamethrower, very cool looking. It has, that's called, oh wait, actually no, that's something else. That has a melee item that is an iron like on a stick, and it is called the Decreaser. And there is also like a carpet banger for like banging out your carpets, and it's called the Carpet Diem. So not only a beautiful set, but also very punny. Made by Orko, hope it gets in the game. Now let's move on to our Community of the Week. This week's Community of the Week is PDXLAN. PDX stands for Portland, and PDXLAN is a group that has been having LANs in Portland for over 10 years. Each LAN has been more fantastic than the last LAN. They're filled with great people. The organizers really have their stuff together. I even like traded seats because this last LAN, that was this last weekend, I could only show up on Sunday. You know what, I just walked over to my seat, I just plugged in, I just typed in my little number that was on my badge, and bam, I was on the internet. It's glorious, it's very well organized, and it is heavily sponsored. So major companies go out there, and in fact, I mean, there's just all sorts of people there, a ton of prizes, and as I said, the spirit of the LAN is just great. I met a little journalist guy there who was working on an article. He said that he witnessed people playing around 100 different titles. On Sunday night, we had 48 players playing TF2 in 2 different servers. So there's a ton of love for TF2 there, even if there hasn't been an organized tournament there for a couple events. That is something that eXtv is looking to solve in the near future, but nonetheless, we have serious love for PDXLAN, the people who attend it year after year, and we highly suggest that anybody close into the Northwest region of the United States looks into PDXLAN and attending their next event. All right, that does it for this week's edition of eXtrevision. Thanks so much for tuning in. I am eXtime, and I will see you next time. Peace out!